Hello guys, happy Tuesday again. So this is another stock portfolio update, and today I'm going to be sharing my portfolio update for Trading 212, but also Freetrade as well. So if you are new to my channel, hello, my name's Verania first, but what I'm really going to be doing is just showing you my portfolio update. So with Trading 212, I tend to use the ISA, and obviously we're in a new tax year, so I have actually decided to use my ISA again with Trading 212. But then with Freetrade, I do actually use a general investment account. Now again, just as a reminder, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not telling you what to invest in. This is really just for entertainment purposes only, and just for me to show you what my portfolio is like. Please make sure you're doing your own research and don't invest in what I'm investing, because we have different goals, and also the platform that I'm using may not also be right for you. So definitely make sure you're doing your own due diligence first. So if we just open up my Trading 212 app, I currently have a portfolio of just over £2,400. In terms of my return, it's over £200, so it's around 8%, which is great. And I think just how it's been based on over the past couple of months, I do actually think that's quite good. Now in terms of my portfolio, I haven't actually invested in any new companies or ETFs. I've really just been investing more in the current companies or ETFs that I currently have, so there's not really been any change there. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with my returns. Remember, with the stock market, you're not always guaranteed to make money, so it's not always going to go up. Sometimes it has gone down, but again, because I'm investing for the long term, really the short-term swings do not bother me at all, especially if I know that I've been looking at companies with strong fundamentals, or if I'm investing in ETFs where I do think that they have a lot of strong companies within that fund. So the first one is Apple. So again, this is something that I invested in, I think last month, and I actually invested it when it was about 8 or 9% down. It was a company that I really wanted to invest in. It has strong fundamentals, and of course I wanted to take the opportunity where it had dipped a little bit. So I decided to buy a share of Apple, and you can currently see that that is up over 10%, which is great. In terms of Bank of America, that is also up by over 22%. So again, these are 2 free shares that I received. And then next up is Coca-Cola. So again, with Coca-Cola, that is up about 2%. So I bought 4 shares in that. So that's a personal company that I wanted to invest in, and it's currently up by about 2%. To be fair, it had been red for a good few months, so it's now only just recovering, which is great to see. And then the next one is the iShares Developed Markets. So that again is currently up, so about 9%. Again, this was one where it really got battered, especially after lockdown as well and things like that. But it was something where I just wanted to take an opportunity, and I tried to get a few shares in that. So I've got currently 10 shares in that ETF, and yeah, I'm kind of happy where that's going. I also received a dividend recently from that as well, so that was really nice to see. And then moving on to Global Clean Energy. So this was an ETF that I bought last month, I believe, and I did actually mention that in my previous portfolio update. So if you want to check that out, I'll link that up here for you and in the description below. But it's something where I had already been eyeing the ETF. I had no idea why I hadn't actually bought into that ETF yet, but it did have quite a big dip, and even if you look at the last 3 months, it's still currently down about 23%. So I decided I was actually going to again take this opportunity, and currently I have about 22 shares in that, and that is up by about 2%. And that is something where I will probably continue to buy into it, especially when I get paid again, because I think that there's an opportunity since it has dipped. Although to be fair, when you start comparing the performance to last year, it's gone up by a drastic amount. So really it's gone up by about 100% over the last year, which for me is a bit crazy to see. But yeah, since it's still down over 23%, I do think there's still an opportunity there. And for me, I think it's very much a long-term thing, especially when it comes to clean energy. So it's something that I would definitely be investing more in the future. Now, if you are new to investing, then I do actually have a video that really talks about investing in the stock market, and plus it talks about the steps that I took to really start investing as well. So definitely check that out if you haven't already. Of course, I'll link that up here for you and in the description below. Then moving on to the S&P 500 Information Technology ETF. So again, if you're new to my channel and you didn't know, this is an ETF that I started buying into when I first sort of started investing, but realized that a couple of the ETFs that I have do really overlap with some of those companies. So that's why I decided to just leave it and not invest anymore. But currently it's up by about 20%, so about £4. So for me, I'm just happy to still have those 2 shares. I probably will just keep it there for a while again. But yeah, it's great to see, to be honest, that most of these companies are in the green. So with National Grid, again, up by 4%. Again, I received 2 free shares from that, so that's all well and good. And then there's also Shell, which is up by about 12%. Shell was another another free share that I received, and again in the beginning I wasn't particularly happy with Shell because for me I'm not really sure about where the oil industry is going, but it's something where it's, you know, gone up by 12%. So for me, I'm just gonna probably leave it there for a while. I don't know if I will sell it yet, but we will see in the future. And then after that, S&P UK dividend ETF, so that is currently up about 10% and I've got 18 shares in that, so that's all well and good. And then with Tattoo Chef, again in my last portfolio update I do talk about that in a bit more detail as to why I bought that company, so definitely check that out if you are interested. But I did buy a couple of more shares in that. It is currently down about 2%, but I do really think that it's still undervalued, so that's why I bought a couple of more shares. And again, you know, it's not that expensive as well, so that's why I decided to still buy some shares, and that's definitely going to be kept for the long term. But you know, it's red, not everything's going to be all perfect, so for me I've just left it there, and you know, we'll see how it performs over time. And then Uber again is another free share that I got, which is great. It's currently up about 56%, which is really interesting, which I always say. And then I've also got Unilever, so again this was another company that I consider maybe a safe company, which also gives dividends, which is nice. But I had about 5 shares in that, and that's currently up by about 1%. So again, that's another company that was really kind of battered, I think, but it's now slowly recovering, which is great to see. And then of course I have my Vanguard FTSE 100 ETF, which is currently up about 12%, so I've got 7 shares in that, so that's all happy days. And then Vanguard FTSE All World, which I do have a lot of my money into, is currently up by about 10%. So again, this is an ETF that I really like, just because it's global, it's diversified, and it's got a whole load of different sectors in it. But then also I got the ETF that was accumulating just so it can reinvest the dividends, because again, I don't technically need the dividends now. Okay, so now I want to go on to my Freetrade account, and if you are interested in investing through Freetrade, then I'll leave a link in the description below where we will both get free shares if you sign up using my link. Of course, you do not have to. Again, with Trading 212, currently you used to be able to sign up with my link as well, but at the moment they're still holding a large waiting list. So Freetrade is another platform that you may want to think about as well. Again, make sure you're doing your research with that. It's not going to be perfect for everyone, and remember there are other platforms as well, like Vanguard or Hargreaves Lansdown and things like that. So really just think about what you would prefer. But in terms of my Freetrade account, there's not actually that much in there, because again, I personally use Trading 212 mainly because my ISA's in there, so I may as well utilize my ISA. But I did get a free trade out just to see what it's like and really see if I can recommend it to you guys, of course. So currently I have about £53.58 in my portfolio. The only thing that I don't like about the Freetrade app is, at least with the Trading 212 app, this will tell me what my total return is based on my portfolio, whereas with Freetrade it doesn't actually do that. So it says that I'm up by about £27 since I started investing, but that includes the free shares that I've received, so it's not actually my total return. So that's the one thing that I probably don't like about Freetrade. So just looking through my investments, so these are actually all free shares that I've received, so I have not sold any, I've not really done anything with them. So yeah, it's just really interesting to see what kind of free shares that I've received. So I actually did put about £30 into my portfolio. Truthfully, I just put £30 just to, you know, put money in there, but I'm not really sure what my strategy is going to be like, because again, my main platform is Trading 212 at the moment. That may change in the future, but at the moment this year, that's what I'm mainly using. So I'm not really sure what to do with this one. I'm kind of thinking about leaving the free shares and just seeing how it performs, and if it performs better than my Trading 212 account. And I actually got that from my fellow YouTuber Finance D, because she also does that as well, so definitely check her channel out. But I thought that was a really good idea, so I think I will leave it in there. Although the £30, I'm thinking I do want to put a little bit of money into my Freetrade account. So let me know in the comments below what you think I should be doing, because £30 for me, it's not actually a lot of money, and to be honest, I actually wouldn't mind if I lost it. So you know, it's the same as me going out to eat, for example. So for me, I don't actually mind maybe going into something a bit more risky, or maybe choosing a couple of companies that may be considered relatively high risk, for example. I don't actually mind doing that with this account, because again, this is probably going to be my fun account compared to my Trading 212. But definitely let me know in the comments what you think I should be doing for it, or what you would like to see. So if you did like this video, then please do give me a thumbs up if you haven't already, and let me know in the comments, how's your portfolio doing? I do post every Tuesday and Friday, so if you would like to know more, of course you can subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys on Friday.